Hey out there, legal warriors. 4 traps to avoid in the criminal justice system. 4 traps to avoid if you're charged with a crime. If you're interested in this area of the law, stay tuned. This is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm has been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington state for more than 20 years. I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people will get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. I could come up with 6 traps, 10 traps, but 4 traps popped into my head about things to avoid you might not think about if you're charged with a crime in Washington state. So what is trap number 1? Trap number 1 is going to the wrong place for treatment, going to the wrong place for some type of assessment because your mileage may vary. If you've watched my videos, you know that affirmative actions are pretty important to do as part of a solution to a case. If you've got a DUI, you might need an alcohol evaluation. You have a domestic violence case, you'll think about anger management or stuff like that. But if you go to the wrong place, you're going to end up doing a lot more effort than you need to. Let's think about it. What do you mean, Lance? Well, let's talk about an alcohol assessment. You have a DUI, and a lot of people get DUIs. You're supposed to go get an alcohol and drug evaluation from a professional to tell the court what type of treatment, if any, you need to do as part of responding to what happened in your case. And just think about this. An alcohol and drug agency says how much treatment you need, and then the court orders you to do it upon pain of jail if you don't. So if they order more treatment, do they make more money? If they order less treatment, do they make less money? So, it's a standardized test, and I'm not going to say some place is dishonest, but I'll say there are going to be certain business models where certain agencies might charge a little less or even zero for an evaluation, and you think that's a good deal, and now they're recommending 6 months of treatment, where if you pay for an evaluation, maybe that business model lets them recommend less treatment because there's wiggle room. There's some room for judgment in what the evaluator says or does. The same way with domestic violence. Back in the day, domestic violence evaluations were often ordered by the court, and it was very frustrating for people that were involved in having one of those evaluations because they were pretty much rigged, in my opinion, to recommend a year's worth of treatment, and that would be $5,000, $6,000 or more. So avoid the trap of just going in for an evaluation because if someone told you to do it, you think it's good. There's much less expensive and highly effective alternatives such as domestic violence, moral recognition therapy, DVMRT. You can do straight anger management classes if the case isn't that serious, but avoid the trap of just randomly picking where to go. What should you do? Talk to an attorney. Talk to an attorney who knows that area and knows what each agency is like, what each court is like, things like that. So trap number 2. Trap number 2 is one I see way too often. It's talking about your case, especially in court. Do not talk about your case in court unless you're being testifying or you're being questioned by your attorney. Anything you say in court actually will be used against you. You start to tell the court, well, yes, but I shouldn't have a no contact order. I only pushed her. Well, in most courts in Washington state, those things are recorded. And what's the prosecutor going to do? They're going to go ask for that tape, and that's now evidence against you. You also have to be careful when you're talking to your attorney in court. Way too many times I see attorneys talking to their clients in the courtroom, and the prosecutor's sitting right there, right? The prosecutor can hear what's going on, right? And there might be more than one prosecutor in the courtroom. So it's important that if you are going to have to discuss your case, you do it privately with your attorney, at least where we're sure that no one that is on the other side is listening in. So try to not discuss your case in court, and really don't discuss your case with anyone but your lawyer outside of court if you can avoid it, because anyone you talk to, they could be subpoenaed to testify against you. Let's face it, it's probably not going to happen in a non-serious case. The prosecutor's not going to look for your friends, but a major case, major felony, that could actually happen. So that was number 2. I think a third trap you want to avoid, and this one's a little bit personal to me because I'm an attorney, is going to an attorney, and whenever you hear an attorney say something like, I'm the only one who can fix this, or if you don't hire me, you're going to jail, or stuff like that. That's a trap. Avoid that situation. What we will often tell people is that pretty much the majority of highly rated attorneys have their high ratings and reviews for a reason. They're pretty good at their job. He or she is pretty good at their job. And so if you're told a story that only they can help you, that's probably not a good sign. We think the difference between highly rated attorneys is basically not the result you get, but how they make you feel along the way, right? Because it's really hard to go through being charged with a crime. So when you hear an attorney tell you something like that, that's probably someone you need to run from. So what is the fourth trap that I want to cover here today? I think the fourth trap is being too complacent about your case. And that really is a trap if you think about it. We don't want to have our case on the front of our mind. If we can avoid it, it causes stress and anxiety. When I say the trap is being complacent is, cases take 3 months, 6 months, a year to resolve. You can do some things to help your attorney during that period of time. And one of the worst things you can do is hide out from your attorney. I could say the most of our clients aren't going to hide out or sort of disappear from us or not want to do what we ask them to do. But I would put those clients in the complacent category that do sort of ignore what we need them to do. If we need an alcohol and drug evaluation done to negotiate the case and it's going to be ordered anyway, let's get it done, right? Give me a chance to show that you're proactive and that you're a better risk for the prosecutor to be kind to, right? If your attorney's not asking you to do something, then there's some attorneys that just take a different approach, an approach that I don't agree with. But it can't hurt your case to ask your attorney, hey, is there something affirmative I can do? Can I do an anger management? Can I do an alcohol and drug evaluation? What can I do to help? As long as those results only go to your attorney, no one's going to know about it, right? Except you and your attorney, and that will empower them if they find it useful in the future to make you look different from the other people that haven't done those things. Remember, for the most part, the defense is asking the prosecutor to let you go, to reduce the charge, to dismiss the charge. The last resort, hopefully, is a trial, because then we lose control of the outcome. When we're asking the prosecutor to do something, if you've done some stuff also, it's natural. They feel better about being more lenient on you than they are on someone who has done nothing, right? Because it's about status, it's about cover, it's about anxiety, it's about a whole lot of things. And as you know, I was a prosecutor for 7 years before doing defense work, at least if you've watched this channel. So it really does matter. So that is the final fourth trap. What does it all add up to? It all adds up to you really have to pay attention and be involved when you're charged with the crime. I never want a client to feel anxious. I never want a client to feel down or hopeless, but I do want a client who's interested, who is on the same team as I am, is getting them out of this mess. So that about does it for this video. If you find it useful, please like and please subscribe. More people get the help they need. And even more importantly, if you need some help, you're charged with a crime in Washington State, feel free to reach out to my firm. We've been doing this for more than 20 years. We'll listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward, and we will be there for you. Thank you.